Welcome back. This is module 4 of lecture 6, and the purpose of this module is to show you how is it easy to write iOS applications using the knowledge you got from other stuff, using the Objective-C knowledge and Cocoa knowledge, and is the same tools, is the same main concepts, it just few other approaches and maybe a couple of new classes from Cocoa Touch, but as you can even see from the name, it's almost the same framework. Cocoa is an API and the framework is almost the same. So I want to create a simple iPhone application that is going to have a white screen and a slider. And when I move the slider, I want the screen to go from white to black. So it's sort of a nice thing to use in the dark to maybe light up something you can read. This is not really changing the brightness. Changing the brightness is even easier, but you won't see it on my simulator here. And I can show you how to change brightness later. It's just one command. It's really easy. If you Google it, it's so easy. So I want to create a new application, but this time it will be an iOS application. And as you can see, there are different types of it. I just want to create the simplest single view application. I select this, go next, and I'm gonna call it flashlight. Here you can see use storyboard checkbox, and for this project we won't use the storyboard, but storyboard is a nice way of creating an application that has multiple views. So if your application has, most of the applications have multiple windows and you move between them, it's really easy to manage this movement using the storyboard. Okay, so as you can see, it's the same thing. It's the Xcode, we have the project, we have the files. And if I click on my view controller zip file, I see my window of an iPhone. And I can make the iPad version of this application right away. So I can see this big window, which is my iPad. I won't touch it now though. So I want to create an image. So I have to add this image to my project. I go File, Add to Flashlight, and on my desktop I have an image prepared. It's the white. So now I just have this file in my project, but to work with this file I need some viewer. So I have a UI image view here in my objects, and I put it on my screen, takes the whole screen, and I'll just save up some, well actually I'll make it the same. So I can select now my image because it's in a project, and it's just a white screen, nothing fancy, and I want to have a slider. Oops, this is not actually here. I want to add the slider to my window, and to make it wide. Oops, this is bad. Okay, so I want to change the alpha of this image. This is why I need the outlet for this image, of course. So I'm gonna use the same trick. I have this editor opened, assistant editor, and control click on my image, drag it here, make sure this is image view, and call it an image. And this is in the outlet right there. Now I can use it. I have to create an action for this slider because this slider will do something in my code. And I do the same. I drag it here and select action. And this will be called change alpha. So I want, by default, when this image is created, the alpha is 100. So it's no transparency at all, not 100 but 1, and I want the slider to go from 0 to 1, but start with 1 because this will represent the actual value of my image. Now, we're not using key value coding here, but we should. There's no really big reason for this application, but if we add something more, we probably will benefit from using key value observing. But since this is not the purpose of this module, I want just to show you how easy this is. I'm gonna go with it. So in my controller, all I have to do now is to implement my my action, and hopefully I see my action here. So I have an image, and I will set the alpha of that image to be, oh yeah, I don't have an outlet for the slider yet. I want to get to my slider, and I have it. So I'm gonna go back to the same thing and create an outlet. I forgot about the outlet for the slider. I want to get the value of my slider, so I have to have an outlet. So this will be called slider. So go back here. Now I can access slider, and I say slider value. Just get the value of my slider. And that's it. And I run my application. And no, I stop running it. Right here you can see what I'm using. And I can select the iOS device general or iPad or iPhone. I want to set the iPhone because I only created the interface for the iPhone, and it will look ugly on the iPad. So here's the simulator, and this is the iPhone. So when I do this, I go from my default background to the white. So it changes the alpha. And my idea was creating the background, which is black, but we can change that really easy. So this is the simulator, and you can do different stuff that you can do on the simulator, like shake it. And my application doesn't respond to shaking, but I could do it. I can rotate, and my application behaves really badly with rotation because I didn't expect this to happen. And I can even use some other stuff. So those are other applications I was working on, and I have the browser, I have the contacts, and most of the things that I have on my iPhone. Okay, this is it. This is the purpose. As you can see, it's really easy. If you know the basics, if you know the ideas and concepts behind all this, if you know MVC and Objective-C, then it won't be a problem to use the knowledge of this course to build iOS applications. And we're going to touch iOS a few more times, and we will try to keep up both topics, but still the main topic of this course is Objective-C itself, and you can use it for anything. Okay, this is it. This is lecture 6. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye.